New guidelines on homeless encampment locations, but the city isn't ready to move forward with designated cabins. Good evening and thank you for joining us. Council approved the new encampment guidelines during last night's meeting at City Hall.
They include restrictions near schools and private property lines. Lee Noonan was at last night's council meeting and joins us in studio to tell us about it. Lee.
Thanks, Ryan. The issue of designated, or rather permitted, encampment sites is contentious, and council debated it for hours last night. They eventually voted to improve the encampment policy with some amendments, and there could still be more changes made before the guidelines are ratified. After 3 hours of presentations, deputations, and debates, Thunder Bay City Council has approved guidelines aimed at balancing the interests of the city's housed and unhoused populations.
We have people that are in the public that basically want the people that are homeless kicked out to the city limits and don't care about the person's well-being at all. And then there are other people that just care about the homeless people and not anybody else's view.
The policy outlines distance guidelines for where encampments should be located. Not within 100 meters of a school, daycare, playground, or pool, not within 50 meters of a lake, boat launch, or sports field, and not within 20 meters of a highway or any private property, including houses and businesses. Council also added a clause to the resolution that would see the guidelines continuously reevaluated and updated.
The legal precedents are still being set. We don't know where it's going to end up. But we're taking the steps that we believe that will help people, and all our residents.
The resolution also limits the sizes of encampments, sets out protocols for voluntary relocations, commits to doing more advocacy, and adds roughly $450,000 to next year's budget to increase staff capacity. There were 2 public deputations on the matter, and both came out strongly against the policy.
I just think you're going to spend a lot of money. You're going to have to spend $450,000 on staffing, I guess, to not enforce the guidelines.
There's tons of businesses downtown. Not one was contacted. And as chair of the BIA, I wasn't contacted. Nobody.
The biggest objection from the Fort William BIA was to supporting a potential third-party tiny cabin shelter on Simpson. That recommendation was cut from the resolution. It'll be brought back to council at a later date. On council, the biggest detractor to the encampment plan is Councillor Trevor Gertuga. He says he'll be talking to residents and looking to make further amendments to the guidelines before they're ratified. That's scheduled for July 15th. Lee Noonan, TBT News.